I'm Kendra Edwards, and welcome to the CarDon Resource Hub. I'm so glad you're joining us today. I'm really excited about our guest, Suzette Graham, and she's with Patriot Angels. And I'm really excited because I have watched her journey, heard her story, and I'd love for her to share how she even got into this and what types of things that Patriot Angels does for veterans.
Kendra, thank you for having me on today. Very excited.
So tell me a little bit about your background. How did you even get into this? How did you start serving veterans in general? And just give us a little bit about your journey.
So I've always done advocate work. In Alaska, I was a child advocate. And then I moved to Tennessee, started helping homeowners that were in foreclosure. When the market went soft, I thought, well, I need to do something else. And I got a job helping veterans. So it's just kind of a natural progression for me. Once I figured out that that was not the company I wanted to be with, I decided I started on my own, actually at a request, believe it or not, from Brookdale leadership. They reached out to me and we had a conversation and they said, we'll be your first client if you'll start a company. So that's where I got my start. Patriot Angels have since, of course, grown from being just me in the corner of a bonus room in a desk, to now I have over 100 employees and we do this nationwide.
One of the things I hear about a lot for our veterans, they don't even know these benefits exist. So if you could tell us a little bit, just educate our folks on what is the difference of VA aid and attendance benefits and just general VA benefits.
So there's really two different kinds of benefits at the VA. Well, there's multiple kinds, but for a they're service connected, which means they got injured during their service time. And then there's non-service connected, and we are non-service connected. Non-service connected just means that they serve 90 active duty days, one of those days during a declared wartime with an honorable discharge. Now, once they meet those qualifications, this pension, it's a pension that they earned, that is for when they're at that point in their life that they need care. They need the assistance of a third party, or they just need a protective environment. And so once they're at that point, that's when this benefit is supposed to kick in. So you've got compensation, which is service connected. We don't do that. You've got non-compensation, which is pension side. That's what we do.
So how does your organization help a veteran, or I think a veteran's loved one as well, right, navigate this application process? And I would also like if you could talk about a spouse too and those benefits.
Absolutely.
Well.
So this benefit is open to a veteran or his surviving spouse. And those are the two that it's open for, or a veteran that has a disabled child that was disabled before the age of 18. But it's mainly a veteran or a married veteran or a spouse of a veteran, surviving spouse of a veteran. And this benefit, like you said earlier, people don't know about it. They literally have no idea it's even out there. There are right now over 12.7 million veterans and widows over the age of 65 that could potentially be eligible, right? There are requirements, but there's only about 130,000 getting it nationwide. So that's a huge gap of people that they don't even know it exists.
Do you help them every step of that application? Do you actually submit the application for them? Do they just work through you? Kind of tell us a little bit about the application process.
So glad you asked. Absolutely. So we're the one-stop shop for this. You have a conversation with us, and the first thing that we do is we do a questionnaire just to see, are you a good candidate, possibly a good candidate? And if you're not, we'll tell you right then, Ms. Smith, you divorced the veteran, or the veteran does not have the right service times, etc. If you are a good candidate or seem like a good candidate, we move you forward to the second phase, and that is with a benefit advisor. And they go deeper. They go more in depth on what kind of care are they needing? What kind of financials do they have? Are they spending out for care? And if they're still a good candidate, then we move them forward to a legal call. And that legal call is for a long-term care assessment. That assessment goes even deeper into what we need to pull. A lot of people will tell you, go to the VA, get their 5-page application and do it yourself. But there's no such thing as a 5-page application. Every single one depends on the client. So one client, their application might end up being 35 pages, and the next one might end up being over 150 pages. It depends on their situation. And that's where we break it down. In legal, we talk about all the different benefits they could be eligible for, what else are they eligible for, and then after that, we move them into our claims department. It sounds like a lot, but it is a lot. Claims starts gathering documents with them, each one depending on their situation. Is it the veteran? Is it the veteran and the spouse? Is it just the surviving spouse? What documents do we need? And what have they done in the last, there's a 3-year look back with the VA. So we have to know all those things. After we start gathering all the documents, we will send it to our application and filing team. They will make the application. They will look it over again in filing to make sure we haven't missed anything. And then we upload it ourselves into the VA system. We have a portal entrance into the VA system. We're able to upload it, and then we track it. We get a tracking number when we upload it, and then we follow it. My after filing team will follow that application and if it gets stuck on somebody's desk, we'll reach out. We'll go, hey, this has been sitting too long. What can we do to help? And then several times I've even had to reach out to like Congressman Boss' office and say, hey, need some help here. We need to get this one moving. Just so we can make sure that these people get approved on their benefits.
What does it usually take, Suzette? What is a standard timeline or average timeline?
So it depends on how long it takes somebody to get us their information. That's the big holdup, because we need bank statements, we need Social Security letters, we need to know their service time, we need their DD-214, and if they can't find that, we have another business here called getmydd214.com, and they will help them get their discharge papers. Many people don't have those anymore. So once we have all the evidence gathered, then once it's submitted, it's right now averaging about 72 days is all. To approval once it's been submitted. Now going through the VA, it can be 6, 9, 12, 18 months, just depending on, because what the VA does, the first thing they do is they look in the IRS portal to see, is there a conflict that we didn't report, right? Sometimes people don't know. Sometimes kids are like, no, we didn't know mom had that IRA or that other piece of property or whatever. And then the VA will come back and go, hey, what about this? We answer that for them. We don't expect the client to be responsible. We'll reach out to the client and say, hey, you didn't tell us about this, send it to us so we can send it to the VA. So we make sure that we stay in contact, in the loop, and we help these clients all the way through to submission or until they get approved.
I'm curious, what is your cost of doing that, and what is your success rate to do that for somebody?
So our cost is $14.95 after we find out they're a good candidate or not. We're not going to charge somebody it's not, okay? So it's $14.95. It's a one-time flat fee. Our success rate is about 99% once they've been submitted. Now, we say that with full disclosure. So as long as they told us everything, we know how to get it done, and we know who a good candidate is. We just passed 31,000 approvals yesterday, so we're very excited about that. So we know who a good candidate is, as long as we have all the facts. It's just we rely on the family to make sure that we get all the facts.
So if I'm a veteran and at what point do they reach out to you, Suzette, when they need, what services would be the right match for you?
So unfortunately, too often they wait till they're forced to go into a community or make the choice to go into a community. But it can be in-home care. It can be community care. It's when they're at that point where they're paying out for care. That's when they reach out to us. So are they paying for care? Are they getting, if they're in-home care, are they getting at least 2 ADLs of the ones the VA allowed? Or are they moving into a community that's a protective environment? Okay. Are they paying out equal to or more than their income on their care? And do they have less than $163,000 in their bank account? If they have more than that, then we take a look at that and go, okay, are you how many people are on the account? So we just ask the communities that send us the clients, please just ask, are you veteran or widow, and let us do the vetting. But those are the guidelines by the VA, and then we have to work within the guidelines.
Makes sense. So if you find a veteran who is eligible for benefits and you go through the process, what's next after that? How does it work after that if they're accepted and approved?
Once we know that they're a good candidate, like I said, we move them through our process. Once they're approved, the check's immediately deposited into their bank account so they can make a choice where they're paying, right, for their care at. And it just happens every single month. As long as they're moving in your community, as long as they don't move out, right, and quit paying for care, they get to have it for life. Here's the cool thing about the benefit is every time Social Security increases, so does the benefit. So Social Security goes up 3%, so does the benefit every single year. So it's a continual month by month, comes every single month to the client's bank account. It's non-taxable. Who would have known? So for the client, and it's money they earn though. That's what I try to tell the people is that the VA gets this money every month. Okay, it's in their budget. And it's in their budget for these clients to get this money. If they don't get it, then the VA can use it on other things. So we tell people, because we have veterans all the time that go, somebody needs it more than I do. No, this is part of your pension plan. You earn this. Let's do this. And a veteran, they can have 163,000 liquid, but they can still have a home, 2 acres or less. Anything more than 2 acres has to count in that 163,000. So we do all those calculations for them as well. But they can have their home still. They can keep their family place and not have to worry about giving it up or selling it for care until they absolutely have to.
I really appreciate and I love all the work that you're doing because I just have a passion of just getting this information and you as a resource out to as many veterans as we can so that they can utilize this benefit that they've earned. That's part of that. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of you, Suzette? Because you do this nationwide. It doesn't matter who's watching this or who's seen this. You can help them anywhere across the country. So what's the best way to get in contact with you?
So call our 800 number, which is 844-757-3047. And then that goes straight to our front line and just immediately starts the process. It's not difficult. It's just an easy phone call. That's absolutely the best. Or go to patriotangels.com, fill out the box on our website, and that will bring it straight to us as well. We'll reach right out to you. So we just want to make sure that everybody knows that we're here to help these veterans. We don't sell products. We're not trying to sell them an annuity. We're not trying to manage their money. The money doesn't go into our bank account. It goes to the client's bank account. And we don't take a percentage every month. I'm answering all the questions that people ask because I want to make sure everybody knows that we're here to help our veterans and widows. That's what we do. We help veterans and widows get a benefit so they can afford and pay for their care.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.